Hello and welcome to the last of these videos. This one's on the last bits you need to do on your web page. So at this stage you've probably got some P tags in, you've got some H tags, header tags, you've maybe bolded some text, made it italic, you've made the web page more readable, you might have done some colors, you might have done all sorts of things. So what you need to do now is get some images in there to make it more visual. You also need to get screenshots of your graphs in that you did in Excel if you've got them, and also get your video in there. So if you look at this here, this is a previous student's example. It's not perfect in any way, shape or form, but that allows us some bits to talk about. So I've got the actual web folder here. There's his index page. You need your images folder. And within your images folder, that's where all your elements should be, including your video and some of the images that are already there. If you look, this image here, you can see it just behind on the web page. That is actually called healthy eating, but it's not called healthy eating, it's called healthyeating.jpg. So you need to know what file format or file type your image is actually being saved at, because that's going to be important, because that's how it gets read in HTML. So there's the graphs he's got, they're .png, so that's sleep.png, and so on and so forth. So let's flick over to his actual page. Okay, so in his page, he's got some text here. He's got his video okay. I'm not going to play that all, but it does play. Yours may not play, and I'll talk about that a bit later on. Don't worry about that. He's got an image which is really big, and then text, and it's all left aligned, which yours, if it's going to be better, shouldn't just be left aligned. It should be far more prettier than that. Okay, or far more professional, should I say. So let's just bring the web folder back here. Okay, and let's open the Notepad file. So there's the HTML. Now you may be working in Notepad and not Notepad++, it doesn't really matter. So if you look here at the top here, this is in the header that was given to you. There's an ahref tag. That means anchor horizontal reference. That is getting an image, which is here, which was the school logo, and giving that hyperlink. So that's how you hyperlink an image. But this bit here is actually how you get an image into your page. So we can see that when we look at all the images that have been put in. So at the start of that paragraph, there was that healthy eating image that we talked about. It goes image source src equals, and that's the folder that it's in. You need that. So if yours is not called images for some bizarre reason, it should always be called images, then you need to call it whatever it's called. The slash here, the backslash, and then the name of the file, which is healthyeating.jpg. If it's .png, then it's .png, .gif, and so on. Notice you need the speech marks around all that. And then alt is alternative text that comes up if that picture doesn't load. It's also there for partially sighted people who use screen readers. So when you hover over that, if you've got screen reading on, it'll tell you what that says. And that's why the good practice is always to have alt in. So that will get an image on the page. So you need to go and get yourself an image, save it in your images folder, and then it'll appear on that. I'm not going to tell you how to get the sizing right or to resize the image, but the clue is in the video up here. So this is how you get the video in. Very similar, but we have to put this bit at the beginning. Notice how it's got sizing on there. And this is for the controls. So that will, by putting video controls in there instead of image source in that case, that will put the play button and the pause button and diddle and all those things and give it a frame. You can also do it by iframe as well if you want to look up how to do that, but then you're going to need to upload it to a place like YouTube in order to get it in there. Same again, we use this source, but we don't use image source. We need to make sure we've got the right file type in there, and we need to actually specify what type it is here, video /mpeg4, so you can understand what type of type it is. What type of file it is. Yours might be .3gp or whatever it is that it exports as, and that may stop it playing. Don't worry about that. So if you get your video in and it just appears as the black video box, but it doesn't play, don't worry about that at this stage. Just leave it. That's to do with the type of file type you've exported in. It's not something to worry about. You've still done your web element right. Okay, So that basically is how to get your images in and how to get your videos in. It doesn't explain how to do sizing, although I'm sure you can guess by now how to do that. And the one thing I've not featured at all on here is how to get them middle align, right align, how to get text to wrap around them. So you might have to do a bit of experimentation and a bit of Google searching of how to do that. And that's basically it. Just to say that don't forget you're supposed to get your graphs in. The graphs here are appearing somewhere around, yeah, there's one there. So that would be done by a snipping tool in Excel. So Excel, go and get a snippet, use your snipping tool, get an image, a screenshot of your graph, save it as something, which is done here as sleep.png, and then, yeah, and then basically bring in as a particular tag, which we've seen there. So I hope you enjoy doing it and get the thing done. Thank you very much. Bye.